in the Las Vegas Raiders offensive playbook. Manu, known, his name is Manu Ginobili, but I like to compare him to kind of like a Kawhi Leonard. He's a two-way player. He's elite on offense, elite on defense. Kind of a trendsetter in the community. Usually comes up with some pop.
Alright, now this is Ethical Grandmaster mode, so you're going to see me starting the spam play. And again, I'm playing obviously a really good player. Again, good friend of mine over at the Madden Academy YouTube channel. Should definitely check that out. But again, that play works the really first time, right? So I'm like, okay, let me make him prove it. Like, let's see if he can stop it. And like I said, it's just a highly contested play. Here you're gonna say, oh, someone's gonna be like, oh man, you got the tight end route wide open. Yeah, I mean, I was really looking to see if I was gonna get that Soko route open again, and I wanted to take some time in case he switched. But like I said, when you're playing like better players, when you're playing good players, again, you're not just gonna be able to spam one play. Like, again, people just be clickbaiting on here. You actually have to be good. Again, plays don't win you the game. You have to be good at processing the game during the game, seeing what the open spaces are on a play-to-play basis. So again, here on that last play, so let me show you how I dictated my upcoming play call. So again, let's look at the biggest tell right here is let's watch 84 right here. Let's watch 84. It wasn't man coverage, right? Because if it was man coverage, it would have been obvious from the start of the play that it's man coverage. If people are manning up to your receivers, but they're not manning up in the first half second to second of the play, it is match coverage. So that is how I knew that it was match coverage. So that's going to influence our upcoming play calls right here. And also, this is a lab game, and I just knew that he was going to be running match as well. But that is besides the point. So when you're playing versus match, one of the best things you can do is you got to think. So there's only, again, you have inside quarter, outside quarter, outside quarter, right? So you have 4 deep blues in the field, and they're matching vertically. And this guy's going to be quarter flat, and then if you're playing dollar or dime, again, you're going to have somebody looping, right? There's only one hook zone in the middle of the field, right? So if there is a, say a tight end slant running over the middle of the field, again, the hook zone, the matching hook here, he is responsible for the tight end. But if somebody is using that guy, what usually happens is, again, they are not always aware of their responsibility, and like I said, 99% of people, they kind of blow the coverage on the tight end slant, and the tight end slant just ends up being wide open. So knowing that the user is responsible for the tight end slant, and if the user does not guard the tight end slant, again, you see the consequence over here. So that's why a play like this is really good. And then you have an in route over the top of it. Again, when you're playing match coverage is just delayed man coverage. So again, you want a lot of routes in motion. You want a lot of routes crossing. Especially, I love, again, the tight end slant, because again, if the user does not stay with it the whole way, the tight end slant is just going to get open for a really big gain. And again, I'm going to go right back to it. Again, I want him to prove that he can stop this from match. Again, one of the worst mistakes that you can make is just switching it up for no reason until somebody proves to you. Because remember, the objective of the defensive player, it's their job to stop you, not for you to stop yourself as the offensive player. So they got to prove that they can stop you. So again, I'm going to go right back to a really similar concept. And I actually messed up the play right here. I meant to put this guy in an in route, but it's actually crazy. It worked out somehow. It's an ugly play, but the matching quarter matches to the hitch. And then since he wasn't on the slant the whole way, again, the slant is just wide open. So shit, that might have to be a play that I add in the arsenal. But
he's one of the better players every single year. Everybody thinks he's one of the best offensive players.
All right, so coming up with the next drive, and again, usually like in an actual game, like I probably would have kept going back, to the slant, just to kind of see how he, defends against it, if he's what he would do to defend it. But I wanted to try other match beaters versus him as well. So another really good way to beat match is so you got like quarter flats. These quarter flats, they match to anything going like 10 yards, like 10 yards down the field, right? These quarter flats, again, they obviously do not play like hard flats, right? They're not going to play like this space in the field here. They're not going to play this space in the field right here. So when you're playing versus match, again, attack this space with like drags, running back in routes, because again, these quarter flats, they're going to match like 5, 10, 15 yards down the field. So that's why a play like this is really good. I'll get into this later in this channel. I actually think this is like one of the worst route combos in like Madden. Like from a high level perspective, one of the worst route combos in Madden history. I think it's a great route combination. I think like one drag is, you're on the right path to cooking up something great. I think once you get like to two of these like short like drags like intersecting each other, or like in routes, drags intersecting each other, yeah, you're on the right path to throwing a pick six. But again, I won't get into that too much here. Again, I was just trying to, but this can be good situationally versus match coverage. Again, you'll see here, let's watch like the seam flats together. Like the seam flats, again, they're gonna like, they get down the field here. But I guess here he might have like hard flatted. So he made like a minor adjustment to his match, which is good. But again, you still got this in route open over the middle of the field here. So again, the third best thing versus match coverage is going to be these slot fades. So especially if you have enough vertical routes going to like one half of the field, you're gonna have like these one-on-one opportunities, and then this is where you can use like the small pass lead it outside. And you see here we have this one-on-one opportunity, so that's another great way to be matched. Because again, match again is essentially delayed man coverage. So just like man coverage, this small pass lead is going to be really good. And you see as well this tight end post is also really good versus match, because again, really the user's responsible for him. Sometimes the outside quarter might get it, but again, if this user doesn't stay committed to this post, a lot of times this can get open late versus match as well. So again, now we're going back to our first match beater. Knowing that, again, he's primarily been running match. Again, you can see, people manning up late. Again, if the user does not commit to the tight end slant, the slant is just a killer versus match coverage. So, understanding those three concepts in rotation, utilizing the tight end slant, if the user doesn't stay committed, two, like multiple underneath crossing routes, like the drag and halfback in, and then three, the slot fade. One thing I do want to cover in a little bit more detail quickly is that slot fade. So again, to get the slot, you want to make sure you get the slot fade one-on-one. And to do that, you need the right route combo out there. So again, this is X cross. So again, you can't see this. I believe the outside corner is standing right here, but you can't see him because of the icon. But since we have this like little vertical cutting corner route, again, this, actually no, I'm tripping. So this is the outside corner right here. So this guy is gonna take the corner route right here, because this counts as like a vertical cutting route. Like I said, if this was just like a flat, right, you might not get the slot fade one-on-one because the outside quarter, these inside quarters, outside quarters, and match. Again, what constitutes as match is if you have like this guy has to be on like a seam flat, right? So this guy's in the slant flat. They're going to play match principles. So if this guy, again, is in an outside quarter, again, he's going to match anything vertically. So again, this is like a 15-yard like corner route or so. So this classifies as like a vertical type of route. So this guy is going to match onto this route. Again, he wouldn't match if this guy was running a flat. He probably would not match this because it's not. Because now it's not this guy's responsibility because this guy matches to anything deep. But since this guy is considered like a deep route, he matches, and that's what gets the slot fade one-on-one with a strong safety here. Again, we'll watch it play out. So again, watch this guy. He matches to the outside. Now we get this one-on-one opportunity, and then boom. And again, plays don't win your game. It's how well you mentally process the game during the game. It's always comes back to, again, which of the 16 spaces are open and making sure you're getting the right routes into those open spaces.